Okay, while I got a few minutes, we're going to pull a few cards. We're going to ask our angels, saints, and ancestors into our space for divine guidance and messages. We are surrounded in divine white light. So it is, and so it will be. All right. Bottom of the deck energy is the Wheel of Fortune. So this talks about new beginnings, end of delays, and a change in direction that offers happiness, right? It's kind of like moving on. Okay, onwards and upwards. All right, what else do we have here? The Five of Cups. Everything, I feel like you're moving on because you realize that everything happens for a reason and for a season. I feel like you've released regret and remorse, and you're embracing opportunities for happiness. Okay, I feel like you have searched for the silver lining and you found it, and you're fine with that. Next card out is the Empress. All right, so time to act upon the plans. This is you co-creating with the universe, nurturing what you're creating, and your creativity is being rewarded. Okay, and I feel like whatever you've been cultivating, nurturing, creating in the background is being seen. So I feel like you're about to have like an increase, some sort of like favor even. Or people may see you, that you have some sort of favor about you, and they don't understand it. They can't put their finger on it, okay? Because they don't understand. And I feel like you're going to be experiencing luxurious or abundant resources, okay? So additionally, we got the Three of Swords, and this was in reverse. So I feel like you've healed from the heartache, the pain, and the betrayal, as well as the deceit of those who were in your inner circle, that you may have trusted, and they betrayed your trust in one way, shape, or form. So I feel like, you're really let down by, those who were closest to you. And as a result, like you focused on yourself and what you wanted to experience here. I feel like you took control of what you could, which was you, most importantly. And I'm getting like you did a whole lot of work on this heart chakra, and that is beautiful. And I feel like you did learn the lesson with the Wheel of Fortune. And I feel like a change in direction that is going to be offering you happiness, because after going through this, I feel like you really, really deserve it. So let's get a couple more cards. Decisions. I feel like you've released yourself from which may hold you back, or people that tended to have that kind of influence on you. There could be a need to like detox and relax and just kind of like step away from things right now. There could be some unnecessary worrying, okay? Maybe as it relates to like a lack of self-confidence. So at this time, like this could be happening now, or this is kind of like what you decided was that you weren't going to let these types of things hold you back. And so you released yourself from that, or you released yourself from people who tried to hold you back from being your most authentic self, because somehow there is some sort of like reflection. But I do feel there is a bit of like needing to have more confidence. So seeing if you can work on that, if that is something that resonates with you. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. I feel like you could be, planning something that might require like a lot of coordination. So it's kind of like things are in the planning stages. So there may be something that you're asked to take the next step on. I want you to remain optimistic, okay, about whatever those plans are and how they turn out, okay? And then we go from the Three of Wands to the Six of Wands. So I feel like, strategic and careful planning will bring you results that you are looking for. So that's why they really want you to be optimistic about your plans, because it's like these are like already woven. It's like, congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. So you're like being celebrated for embarking on something, completing something, something that you've got in the mix. There's a need to move on to the next project. This could be like promotions, awards, recognitions, celebrations, like a major accomplishment of some kind. Let's get one more. Let's see, what else is part of this message? I feel like you're being celebrated. Yeah, then the World with Archangel Michael. This is about a very happy ending, things coming full circle for you. And this was all for your spiritual growth and insight. So that's amazing. That breaks down to number 3. Let's do one more. Okay, we have a decision to make. It will all be better if you just make a decision. Overanalyzing a problem. How about finding a compromise? Okay, so there might have been like, everybody has their own perspective on a situation. It doesn't mean like someone else's perspective is better or wrong than someone else's. I feel like eventually we end up seeing and understanding both. And that's how you know like you've learned the lesson. All right, so I feel like there was this, you know, 2 unicorns here needing to kind of like, you know, they're both charging at one another instead of working together with one another. So there's a bit of like how you handle conflict. I feel like there's this like evolution of you. Maybe you've matured as to how you handle yourself and situations and as it relates to conflict. I'm getting that like you really had grace in a situation with the Empress. I feel like you focused on, you know, what you do want for yourself, not what you don't want for yourself. I feel like that's how you're being seen as victorious and successful. I feel like you made a decision to not settle for less than what you deserve. I feel like there may have been some insecurity or that might have been projected onto you, but I feel like whatever decision was made was the right decision for you. And, you know, you did experience what you experienced and no one can take that from you. In fact, your experiences often build your character and you are stronger, unfortunately, from some of the things that you experienced. But I feel like as a result of that, it really was something that like led you in the direction you needed to go in. There was some unresolved emotional relationships and how that kind of, you know, if it's unresolved, it's like unrequited love energy. It's a bit of like, you know, difficulty with difficult relationships. And I feel like there might have been some like unhealed energy here that this process was able to illuminate, as well as kind of like, these can be contracts, like soul contracts too, karmic contracts, karmic lessons. But I'm getting like, you know, it was all like part of the plan here. So I feel like whatever this was, it was for your highest and greatest good. And I feel like you understand this now. You understand your position, you understand how much it took for you to get to this position. And, you know, I feel like you want to pay it forward somehow. So that's what we're talking about here. That's true, you know, it's true divine energy is wanting to like, you know, your creativity is rewarded, your nurturing is rewarded, you're choosing to lead with love, because it is about leadership as well, and to act upon plans that you have been like working on, right? You've got a bunch of plans going on. So I feel like you're being like recognized and supported at this time for what you're about to venture into. And look at the Magician in the middle of the deck. You can manifest the life you want. What you need will magically appear, and this is going to be a successful beginning. So that sounds amazing. How about that for a quick little check-in? I hope you guys have the most amazing day, and I will see you on the next video.